What's up guys, it's Avery here. I was able to renovate this kitchen and another one in the building for under $2,500. So I was able to renovate these two kitchens for under $2,500, and about half of that cost went to this oven alone. Had to get a new one, the other one wasn't working. So it was about $1,000 for that new oven, and I paid someone else to install it because I'm not touching anything gas related, and it's a bit of a liability if I put it in case anything happens. So that cost $1,150 for the stove plus the install, and that out of the $2,400 was a pretty big chunk. So you can see that the rest of the kitchen was fairly inexpensive and it turned out awesome. All right, next off is this faucet, and I love this black look. It looks very nice. This faucet does a lot of good stuff, mainly the dishes, as one would expect. Just like here, you can see, it does all the dishes for me, just like that. Not really, I'm the one who does the dishes. I stand around, make sure that they're clean, but that's all right. All right, next let's talk about these cabinet pulls. These things really bring the kitchen together. Didn't have them before. It was just the wood with nothing going on, and you had to grab the cabinet cupboard itself in order to open them. So in total for all of these pulls, bought a pack of 25, and it was $60 for that pack. Prices have gone up since then, so some of the photos that I might show or links that I might share will not reflect what the prices were because supply chain has been crazy. Everything has increased in price. The other thing that I had was this subway tile backsplash. It is absolutely gorgeous. This really made the room pop. The wall behind it was pretty disgusting. Did the same thing in both kitchens, really easy, one day, and then put in the grout. So the subway tiles, I bought 3 packs, and that was $45 or $15 per pack. And I was able to use those on both kitchens, and I still have about half of one pack left over. And then I had the tile adhesive, which was about $12, and I had to use one for this kitchen and one for the other kitchen. And then there was the grout. So the grouting process was pretty cool. First time I had ever done it, and I did the same thing on both, but you can see this contrast. That just looks really nice in my opinion. And the kitchen just makes it really pop with that nice black color, dark gray grout, black countertop. So I really love adding the backsplash. It was super inexpensive and really just brought the whole room together. The other thing that was nice was being able to add this hood vent fan. It doesn't actually vent out anywhere. These are only $60, but because of this, I was now able to actually have a vent fan. Before, there was a non-usable one that was just sitting here, didn't have a light or anything. So now it's nice to at least have something, as well as a bit of a light that can help you see when you're cooking on this fresh range. So the kitchen beforehand, as you can see, wasn't that bad. It had the granite countertop, stainless steel appliances. Everything was just pretty dirty. So I had to give it a good clean, had to make sure that everything was ready to go for paint, prep, all of that stuff. The only interesting thing in the other kitchen, not the one that I live in, was these red walls. And I was really happy to paint over those and put a nice backsplash over it and really just bring the space together. The other thing that this kitchen in particular didn't have beforehand was a lot of countertop space. So I was able to add all of this area, and looking at the base cabinet, this was about $110, and I bought it in wood color so that I could paint it the same color that I painted the other cabinets. And then I had to pay for the countertop. So the countertop was $400 including the install, and if you look really closely, it's actually slightly different than the other one, but no one would ever know, so it's not really a big deal to me. They both look really nice and are really cool to use, and they're very functional, which is exactly what you want. When you're renovating property, a lot of people get into the issue of over renovating. Just do what is necessary to do, make sure it's functional, clean, and people are excited about the space. Don't go overboard. Next was this upper cabinet, and this was about $85. Same thing as the lower cabinet, just painted it to match the paint on the other side, and then made sure that it was very functional, good space for food storage, which was not there before. So I'm very excited to have this. Allows us to keep more food in here because we like to cook all the time. And lastly, because the table used to be where the base cabinet was, Ended up being able to put this nice little table here. This is a great place for coffee in the morning, and it doubles as my workspace, which is unfortunate because then I can't use it for tax deductions because you can't tax deduct working at a kitchen table. Not a big deal though, doesn't really matter. Doing a lot of other good things. So some other costs that I had were the electrical outlets. They weren't all GFCI or GFI outlets. I'm never sure which one is the correct one. People say it both different ways. But essentially those allow for, if they're near any sort of water source, they trip anytime they feel some sort of water, which made me feel a lot better switching those out to the correct ones, just in case any tenants are here. Wouldn't want them to get electrocuted, want it to be safe, as well as the old ones were kind of yellow and disgusting because the last person had smoked. So it makes it look a lot nicer with these new clean outlets. So those outlets ran around $50 for a pack of 4, which is what I had to do. And that made it a lot more safe, and it made it look a lot nicer and tie the space together. Next was this boob light that used to be here right above the kitchen, and it really wasn't a great spot and you didn't want to see it. It was actually a flickering light, so I thought it was a good opportunity to put in a nicer new modern light fixture. So put this one up here. It does exactly what you want to, makes the kitchen look bright and looks a whole lot better. The fridge was actually a point of contention. Mia really wanted me to buy a new one because it was really disgusting and dirty. I decided not to and just took it outside, cleaned it for 4 or 5 hours, and it's functional and it works, so you can save the money if you're willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease. All right, so let's run through all of those numbers and then add them up. First, we had the stove, $1,000 plus $150 for the install. The hood vent fan in this kitchen, which was $60, didn't have to do one in the other one, as well as $45 for all the subway tiles for this kitchen and the other one, $12 for tile adhesive for here, $12 tile adhesive for the other kitchen, $12 for the grout, was able to get through both of them, as well as $60 faucets for both units, and then $60 for the kitchen cabinet pulls, and then we have the $110 base kitchen cabinet, the $400 granite countertop, and the $85 upper cabinet, as well as the nice light fixture. Got rid of the boob light, so that was another $60, and then had to get those couple of GFCI or GFI outlets for $50. So you see, we were able to do this for under $2,400, and I believe that total is $2,401 if my math handles me correctly. I'm not very good at mental math, even though I studied it during school. So I hope you guys got a little bit of inspiration from this video to know that you don't have to really over renovate or do anything crazy. Just make sure your space is functional, looks neat and nice, and that it can attract the type of tenants that you want to attract. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, share with your friends so other people know how to renovate their kitchens and get some good inspiration for their rental properties. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you guys next time.